20 famous black celebrities who love younger women. In the tapestry of global influence, the bond between Tamika Robin Bracey and Stevie Wonder serves as a final powerful movement in our exploration of black excellence legends. While their 25-year age gap initially sparked headlines, their decade of private philanthropic devotion has silenced the skeptics. They prove that true partnership is measured by spiritual frequency rather than birth years. As we close this series, we must ask, in an era that obsesses over labels, why does society remain so uncomfortable with unconventional love that clearly works? Is age truly a barrier to legacy or merely a number in the face of a timeless soul connection? Megalyn, Etchikenwoke, and Chris Rock. When news broke in 2016 that comedic titan Chris Rock was dating actress Megalyn Etchikenwoke, the media immediately fixated on their 18-year age difference. However, unlike the chaotic headlines often associated with Hollywood romances, this pairing was defined by a shared intellectual frequency and professional respect. Rock, born in 1965, encountered Megalyn, born 1983, during a pivotal transitional phase of his life following a highly publicized and painful divorce. For Rock, Megalyn represented more than just a new chapter. She was a contemporary peer in talent, despite the numerical gap in their birth years. Megalyn, an accomplished performer known for her roles in Arrow and Almost Family, brought a grounded sophistication to the relationship. Public appearances at high-profile events, including the Oscars and the Governor's Awards, showcased a couple that seemed remarkably synchronized. Observers often noted that their connection appeared rooted in shared humor and a mutual understanding of the grueling entertainment industry. While Rock is a household name for his sharp social commentary, Megalyn's own activism and artistic depth provided a balance that transcended the typical celebrity dating tropes. Their 4-year journey together, which concluded in early 2020, remained largely dignified and free of the tabloid vitriol that plagues other age gap couples. The narrative surrounding them was never about immaturity or power imbalances, but rather about two successful African-American artists finding solace in one another. Even as they eventually parted ways, reportedly due to Rock's hesitation to commit to marriage again. The legacy of their time together stands as a modern example of how maturity and common interests can bridge nearly 2 decades, proving that a significant age gap can coexist with genuine high-level companionship. Aaliyah and R. Kelly. In the early 1990s, the R&B landscape was forever altered by the arrival of Aaliyah, a teenage prodigy whose ethereal voice and street but sweet aesthetic captivated the world. However, the genesis of her career was deeply entwined with R. Kelly, a producer whose immense musical influence was overshadowed by a predatory history. When the two were first linked during the production of her debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, the public was largely unaware of the disturbing reality behind the title. Born in 1967, Kelly shared a 12-year age difference with the 15-year-old Aaliyah, born 1979. A gap that represented more than just time. It marked a profound breach of ethical and legal boundaries. The dynamic between them was shrouded in secrecy and manipulation, culminating in an illegal marriage in 1994, facilitated by falsified documents stating Aaliyah was 18. This union was not a romantic milestone, but a calculated act of exploitation that utilized Kelly's position of power to control a minor. Unlike the consensual partnerships of other industry icons, this connection was rooted in the grooming of a vulnerable young artist. The 12-year divide served as a tool for subjugation, allowing an established mogul to dictate the personal and professional trajectory of a girl who had barely entered high school. When the marriage was eventually annulled, the trauma of this period remained a haunting subtext to Aaliyah's meteoric rise to legendary status. The legacy of Aaliyah and R. Kelly stands as a somber cautionary tale within the history of Black entertainment. It forced a necessary, albeit delayed, reckoning regarding the protection of young talent and the accountability of those in positions of authority. Today, Aaliyah is remembered for her innovation and grace, while the connection to Kelly is viewed through the lens of survival rather than romance. Their story serves as a pivotal cultural moment that redefined our understanding of consent and the dangers of power imbalances. It remains a stark reminder that when the gap between age and influence is used to exploit instead of empower, the cost is the innocence and safety of the very stars we claim to adore. Laura Laskowski and Reggie Miller. In the high-octane world of professional sports where personal lives are often fodder for relentless tabloid coverage of an gay legend, Reggie Miller has managed to maintain a remarkably serene and private domestic life. Central to this stability is his long-term partnership with Laura Laskowski. While Miller is a household name famed for his clutch shooting with the Indiana Pacers and his induction into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, his relationship with Laskowski represents a quieter, more grounded side of celebrity. The couple shares a 16-year age difference, with the Miller born in 1965 and Laskowski in 1981. Yet this gap has never become a point of public contention or sensationalism. The dynamic between Miller and Laskowski is defined by mutual support and a shared commitment to their growing family. Unlike many high-profile pairings that thrive on red carpet visibility, Reggie and Laura operate largely outside the constant cycle of Hollywood gossip. Laskowski, who has a background in the entertainment and modeling industry, has been a steady presence by Miller's side for over a decade. Their bond is frequently glimpsed through social media posts that highlight their shared love for cycling, outdoor adventures, and the joys of parenting their 3 children. This low-key approach has allowed their relationship to flourish without the external pressures that often destabilize age gap romances in the public eye. By prioritizing their children and individual passions over media attention, Miller and Laskowski have crafted a narrative of maturity and endurance. The 16-year divide in their birth years appears irrelevant when viewed through the lens of their shared lifestyle and values. In an era where celebrity breakups are frequent and loud, their union stands as a testament to the idea that compatibility isn't found in a birth certificate, but in the quiet daily rhythms of a shared life. They remain a quintessential example of how a sports icon can transition into a fulfilling post-career chapter, anchored by a partner who shares his vision for a private, happy home. Megan Wallover and Tracy Morgan. In the narrative of celebrity relationships, few stories possess the emotional gravity of the bond between comedic heavyweight Tracy Morgan and model Megan Wallover. While their 19-year age difference, with Morgan born in 1968 and Wallover in 1987, initially drew the typical curiosity of Hollywood spectators, the substance of their union was forged in the fires of a near-fatal tragedy. In 2014, just as the couple was planning their future, a horrific highway accident left Morgan in a coma with a traumatic brain injury and broken bones. It was during this harrowing period of recovery that the numerical gap between them evaporated, replaced by Megan's unwavering role as his primary caregiver, advocate, and source of spiritual strength. Megan's presence during Tracy's darkest hour transformed the public's perception of their romance. Rather than being viewed through the cynical lens of a trophy relationship, their partnership became a symbol of profound resilience. Wallover did not merely stand by her man. She navigated the grueling medical landscape, managed his rehabilitation, and provided the stability necessary for one of America's most beloved comedians to learn to walk and speak again. When they finally walked down the aisle in August 2015, the ceremony was not just a wedding, but a celebration of survival. Tracy frequently noted in interviews that his ability to return to the stage was a direct result of Megan's tough love and devotion. Though the couple eventually announced their divorce in 2020 after 5 years of marriage and a shared daughter, Maven Soné, the legacy of their time together remains one of the most poignant chapters in entertainment history. Their story serves as a powerful rebuttal to the idea that age gap relationships are inherently superficial. For half a decade, they demonstrated that a significant difference in years can be bridged by a shared battle for life itself. Even imparting the respect they maintained for one another underscored a maturity that transcended age, proving that some connections are defined not by how long they last, but by the depth of the adversity they overcome together. Deelishis and Flavor Flav. The mid-2000s marked a chaotic peak for reality television, and at the center of this cultural storm was the unlikely romantic odyssey of Public Enemy's legendary hype man, Flavor Flav. In the second season of the hit series, Flavor of Love, Flav, born 1959, sought a companion among a pool of ambitious women, ultimately choosing London Deelishis Charles, born 1978. Their pairing featured a 19-year age gap, but on screen the numerical divide was eclipsed by their undeniable chemistry. Deelishis, with her commanding presence and magnetic personality, stood out as a formidable match for Flav's eccentric, high-energy persona, providing a grounded contrast to the show's otherwise flamboyant antics. For Flav, Deelishis represented a sophisticated alternative to the drama-heavy contestants of the past. Their relationship was broadcast to millions, turning their age difference into a televised talking point that blended hip-hop legacy with the new celebrity format. While Flav was a pioneer of the rap industry in his late 40s, Deelishis was a rising model and personality in her late 20s. Their interactions were characterized by a mixture of humor, physical attraction, and the unique pressure of finding love under the constant gaze of production cameras. This environment amplified every look and word, making their bond seem like a grand modern-day fairy tale for the hip-hop generation. However, the reality of their connection post-filming was far less enduring than its televised debut. Shortly after the finale aired, the couple's relationship dissolved, a common fate for romances, forged in the artificial heat of dating competitions. Deelishis later revealed that the transition from a controlled set to real-world logistics proved difficult, and Flav eventually moved on to other televised searches for companionship. Despite the short-lived nature of their actual dating life, the duo remains etched in pop culture history. They serve as a prime example of how age gap relationships can be packaged as entertainment, proving that while chemistry can be manufactured for the screen, lasting stability requires a foundation beyond the camera's lens. Brittany Bell and Nick Cannon. In a world where Hollywood romances often flicker and fade with the seasons, the union of Clarence Avant and Jacqueline Avant stood as a towering monument to lifelong devotion. Known globally as the Black Godfather, Clarence, born 1931, was a titan of the music and film industries whose influence shaped the careers of legends. Beside him, for over half a century, was Jacqueline, born 1940, a former model and a dedicated philanthropist. While they shared a 9-year age difference, this gap was never a point of public discussion. Instead, it served as the foundation for a partnership that redefined the concept of a power couple. For 54 years, they navigated the heights of cultural and political influence with a grace that inspired generations. Jacqueline was far more than a supportive spouse. She was a cultural force in her own right. While Clarence broke barriers in boardrooms, Jacqueline chaired organizations like the Neighbors of Watts and served the Museum of African American Art. Their relationship was characterized by a profound intellectual and moral alignment that transcended the decade between their birth years. In the eyes of the public, they were inseparable, a unified front of Black excellence that hosted presidents and mentored icons. Their home in Los Angeles became a sanctuary for strategy and community building, proving that a successful marriage is built on shared values and a commitment to lifting others as you climb. Tragically, this storied partnership ended in 2021 when Jacqueline was senselessly killed during a home invasion, a loss that sent shockwaves through the global community. Clarence followed her in 2023, but the legacy of their bond remains a blueprint for modern love. Their 9-year gap was entirely overshadowed by the magnitude of their collective impact. They proved that when two individuals are anchored by mutual respect and a common mission, time becomes irrelevant. The story of the Avants is not just about a celebrity marriage. It is a sacred narrative of how two people can combine their strengths to change the world, leaving behind a legacy of love that continues to resonate long after they are gone. Jacqueline Avant and Clarence Avant. In a world where Hollywood romances often flicker and fade with the seasons, the union of Clarence Avant and Jacqueline Avant stood as a towering monument to lifelong devotion. Known globally as the Black Godfather, Clarence, born 1931, was a titan of the music and film industries whose influence shaped the careers of legends. Beside him for over half a century was Jacqueline, born 1940, a former model and a dedicated philanthropist. While they shared a 9-year age difference, this gap was never a point of public discussion. Instead, it served as the foundation for a partnership that redefined the concept of a power couple. For 54 years, they navigated the heights of cultural and political influence with a grace that inspired generations. Jacqueline was far more than a supportive spouse. She was a cultural force in her own right. While Clarence broke barriers in boardrooms, Jacqueline chaired organizations like the Neighbors of Watts and served the Museum of African American Art. Their relationship was characterized by a profound intellectual and moral alignment that transcended the decade between their birth years. In the eyes of the public, they were inseparable, a unified front of Black excellence that hosted presidents and mentored icons. Their home in Los Angeles became a sanctuary for strategy and community building, proving that a successful marriage is built on shared values and a commitment to lifting others as you climb. Tragically, this storied partnership ended in 2021 when Jacqueline was senselessly killed during a home invasion, a loss that sent shockwaves through the global community. Clarence followed her in 2023, but the legacy of their bond remains a blueprint for modern love. Their 9-year gap was entirely overshadowed by the magnitude of their collective impact. They proved that when two individuals are anchored by mutual respect and a common mission, time becomes irrelevant. The story of the Avants is not just about a celebrity marriage. It is a sacred narrative of how two people can combine their strengths to change the world, leaving behind a legacy of love that continues to resonate long after they're gone. Ashley Taines and Irv Gotti. In the high-stakes world of hip-hop production, Irv Gotti stands as a foundational pillar, having co-founded Murder Inc. Records and launched the careers of global superstars. Recently, his personal life has become a point of public fascination due to his relationship with a woman named Ashley Taines. While Gotti, born 1970, is a veteran of the music industry's most explosive eras, Taines represents a much younger generation, with reports suggesting an age gap of approximately 20 years or more. For Gotti, this partnership appears to provide a vibrant contrast to his long and often tumultuous career, blending his seasoned industry perspective with Ashley's contemporary energy. The dynamic between Gotti and Taines has largely played out across digital platforms, where the couple frequently shares glimpses of their luxury lifestyle and mutual affection. Unlike the traditional red carpet visibility of past decades, their bond is a product of the social media age, allowing them to curate their own narrative away from the immediate glare of traditional tabloids. Ashley, who maintains a lower public profile compared to Gotti's former high-profile associates, seems to offer a sense of companionship that thrives on privacy and personal connection. For a man whose life has been lived in the loud, often aggressive spotlight of the rap world, this relationship suggests a shift toward a more intimate and lifestyle-focused chapter. Despite the significant age difference, the couple appears to navigate their world with a shared sense of confidence. While critics often highlight the two-decade divide, the narrative within their inner circle focuses on the stability and joy Ashley brings to Gotti's life. Their union serves as a modern example of how industry moguls often find balance in partners who are removed from their professional history. By prioritizing their personal happiness over public approval, Irv Gotti and Ashley Taines demonstrate that even in the world of Murder Incorporated, love can be a quiet, stabilizing force that bridges the gap between different generations and life stages. Cher and A.E. Edwards. In the landscape of modern celebrity relationships, few pairings have ignited as much digital firestorm as the union between the goddess of pop Cher and music executive A.E. Edwards. The world stood still in late 2022 when Cher, born 1946, went public with Edwards, born 1986, revealing a staggering 40-year age difference. While traditionalists raised eyebrows, the pair embraced their connection with a defiant rock and roll attitude. For Cher, an icon who has spent over 60 years breaking glass ceilings, this romance is another chapter in her lifelong refusal to follow societal scripts. Edwards, a vice president of A&R at Def Jam Records, brings a youthful hip-hop-infused perspective to the life of a woman who has seen every era of entertainment. The dynamic between Cher and A.E. is a fascinating study of how modern love navigates the social media age. Their relationship isn't hidden in the shadows. It is displayed through viral Fashion Week appearances and candid Twitter Now X interactions, where Cher famously declared, "Love doesn't know math." Despite the 4-decade divide, the couple appears to share a profound creative and personal synergy. Edwards has been seen accompanying Cher to high-profile events, offering a supportive presence that transcends the boy toy trope often assigned by cynical tabloids. Their bond highlights a shift in cultural perceptions, where a legendary woman's agency in choosing a much younger partner is seen by many as an empowering act of liberation. While the public reaction remains a mixture of awe, curiosity, and skepticism, Cher and Edwards continue to move forward with a shared sense of humor about the gap. They have navigated rumors of engagements and breakups with a level of poise that suggests their connection is rooted in more than just a fleeting moment of fame. By choosing each other, they challenge the expiration date often placed on women in the spotlight and prove that romantic chemistry isn't bound by a birth year. Their story remains a cultural talking point because it forces us to reconsider our own biases regarding age, proving that even at 80, the heart can find a new beat with someone half its age. Adriana Lima and Lenny Kravitz. In the early 2000s, few pairings embodied the cool aesthetic of the entertainment world, quite like Lenny Kravitz and Adriana Lima. When the rock icon and the Victoria's Secret angel began their high-profile romance in 2001, they became the ultimate visual representation of glamour meeting grit. Kravitz, born 1964, and Lima, born 1981, shared a 17-year age gap. But during the height of their relationship, the numerical divide was virtually ignored by a public mesmerized by their combined charisma. Kravitz was in his late 30s, established as a global musical force, while Lima was a 20-year-old rising phenomenon in the fashion industry. Their connection was intense and highly publicized, culminating in an engagement in 2002. For the media, they were a match made in heaven, the quintessential rock star finding his muse in one of the world's most beautiful women. Beyond the red carpets and paparazzi flashes, their bond was noted for its artistic synergy. Lima even appeared in Kravitz's music video for Yesterday Is Gone, My Dear Kay. The 17-year gap seemed to bridge two worlds, the seasoned, soulful experience of a musician who had navigated decades of fame and the fresh, skyrocketing energy of a young woman becoming a global fashion titan. However, the engagement did not lead to the altar, and the couple parted ways in 2003. Despite the split, their 3-year journey remains a legendary chapter in celebrity history. Unlike relationships defined by drama or controversy, the Kravitz-Lima era is remembered for its sheer elegance and mutual respect. It serves as a reminder that age gap relationships in the spotlight can be defined by shared artistry and aesthetic harmony. Decades later, both individuals have moved on to other chapters, but their time together stands as a hallmark of early 2000s pop culture. A moment when the rock stage and the runway collided in a brief but brilliant flash of romantic lightning. Yvette Prieto and Michael Jordan. In the realm of global sports icons, Michael Jordan's competitive fire is legendary. However, since retiring from the hardwood, the billionaire businessman has found a steady grounding rhythm in his marriage to Cuban-American model Yvette Prieto. When the pair began dating in 2008, the media immediately highlighted their 15-year age difference, with Jordan born in 1963 and Prieto in 1979. Yet for a man whose life had been dissected by the public for decades, Yvette represented a serene new chapter defined by stability rather than the frantic energy of his early superstardom. Their connection blossomed away from the cameras of Chicago and North Carolina, finding its footing in the vibrant, private circles of Florida. Unlike the high-drama narratives that often plague celebrity unions, Jordan and Prieto's bond was characterized by a gradual, respectful build-up toward commitment. When they married in 2013 at a star-studded ceremony in Palm Beach, it was clear that Yvette was not just a partner, but a stabilizing force in Jordan's post-NBA empire. The 15-year gap seemed to melt away as the couple focused on building a quiet domestic life, eventually welcoming identical twin daughters in 2014. What makes this pairing stand out is the remarkable lack of tabloid noise surrounding their age gap. In the eyes of the public, Yvette Prieto is seen as a dignified presence who successfully navigated the transition into one of the world's most scrutinized families. By maintaining a relatively low public profile, they have allowed their marriage to be defined by its longevity and mutual respect rather than the year on their birth certificates. For Jordan, a man who conquered the world of basketball, his relationship with Yvette proves that true success in his second act is anchored by a partner who values the man behind the brand, bridging a generational divide with ease and grace. Daphne Joy and 50 Cent. In the high-stakes arena of hip-hop and business, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson has always maintained a formidable, bulletproof persona. However, his romantic history offers a glimpse into a more personal side of the mogul, particularly his relationship with model and entrepreneur Daphne Joy. When the two were first linked in the early 2000s, their 11-year age gap, with 50 Cent born in 1971 and Joy in 1987, fit the classic mold of a rap titan paired with a rising star of the fashion world. Yet what began as a stylish Hollywood romance eventually evolved into a complex narrative of family and shared responsibility. The connection between 50 Cent and Daphne Joy was characterized by a high-gloss lifestyle, but it was the birth of their son, Sire Jackson, in 2012 that forever cemented their bond. For 50 Cent, whose public image is often defined by corporate battles and social media feuds, his interactions with Daphne around their son revealed a softer paternal dedication. Despite the 11-year difference, the pair appeared synchronized in their commitment to sire's upbringing, often coming together for lavish birthday celebrations and milestones. Daphne, known for her fitness brand and modeling career, brought a sense of modern entrepreneurship to the relationship, proving she was a powerhouse in her own right. Though their romantic path eventually diverged, the legacy of their time together remains centered on a successful co-parenting dynamic that has largely avoided the vitriol common in celebrity breakups. The 11-year age divide, which once sparked mild curiosity among fans, has become irrelevant in the face of their shared mission to raise their son in a supportive environment. Today, they represent a modern example of how former partners can bridge a generational gap and past romantic friction to maintain a unified front. For 50 Cent, his time with Daphne Joy stands as a significant chapter where the tough guy of hip-hop leaned into the realities of fatherhood, anchored by a partner who matched his ambition and drive. Beyonce and Jay-Z. In the annals of music history, few partnerships possess the seismic cultural weight of Sean Jay-Z Carter and Beyonce Knowles Carter. When the Brooklyn-born rap virtuoso and the Houston-bred R&B prodigy began their discreet courtship in the early 2000s, the public was immediately struck by their 12-year age difference. Born in 1969, Jay-Z was an established mogul, navigating the zenith of the hip-hop world, while Beyonce, born in 1981, was transitioning from a girl group sensation into a solo force of nature. Yet what many viewed as a significant generational divide quickly became the bedrock of a global dynasty that redefined the concept of a power couple. The dynamic between Jay-Z and Beyonce has always been one of strategic privacy and mutual artistic elevation. Their 12-year gap was never a hurdle, but rather a bridge between the grit of old-school hip-hop and the polished perfection of modern pop. Jay-Z provided a seasoned entrepreneurial perspective, while Beyonce brought an unmatched work ethic and creative visionary status. Together, they navigated the pressures of superstardom, transforming their personal milestones from their private 2008 wedding to the birth of their 3 children into monumental cultural events. Their relationship survived the intense scrutiny of the digital age by prioritizing a them-against-the-world mentality, proving that maturity and shared ambition can outshine any numerical difference. Today, the Carters stand as a testament to the endurance of Black love in the spotlight. Their 12-year gap is now viewed as an essential element of their balance. It represents the merging of 2 eras of Black excellence into a singular, invincible brand. Beyond the billion-dollar tours and record-breaking Grammy wins, their bond is rooted in a deep respect for each other's craft and an unwavering commitment to their family legacy. They have successfully moved past the celebrity dating phase into a realm of cultural permanence, demonstrating that when 2 titans align, age is not a barrier to building an empire, but a diverse foundation upon which a legacy is built. Tanya Lee and Spike Lee. In an industry where relationships are often as fleeting as a box office weekend, the marriage of iconic filmmaker Spike Lee and producer-entrepreneur Tanya Lee stands as a beacon of institutional stability. When the pair met in 1992 at a Congressional Black Caucus dinner, Spike, born 1957, was already a revolutionary force in cinema, while Tanya, born 1966, then a practicing attorney, represented a new generation of corporate excellence. Despite their 9-year age difference, their connection was immediate and rooted in a shared passion for Black storytelling and social advocacy. Married in 1993, they have navigated over 3 decades of Hollywood's shifting tides, proving that a solid foundation of mutual respect can bridge any generational divide. The dynamic between Spike and Tanya is defined by a powerful creative partnership. While Spike is world-renowned for his Spike Lee joints and unapologetic social commentary, Tanya has carved out a formidable legacy as a producer, author, and advocate for women's health. Their 9-year gap is practically invisible in their public life. Instead, they are viewed as intellectual equals who challenge and inspire one another. Tanya has often been credited as a stabilizing influence in Spike's life, providing a grounded perspective that complements his high-energy, visionary persona. Together, they have raised 2 children, Satchel and Jackson, ensuring that their family legacy is as impactful as their professional achievements. What makes the Lees truly remarkable is their ability to maintain a vibrant, joyful marriage while constantly pushing the boundaries of their respective fields. For them, the age difference served only to broaden their collective perspective, merging the fiery activism of the late 20th century with a modern entrepreneurial approach to media. They are frequently seen courtside at New York Knicks games or on international red carpets, radiating a sense of unified purpose. Their story serves as a premier example of how professional success and personal happiness are not mutually exclusive, proving that when two individuals align their visions for the future, a decade of difference becomes an asset rather than a hurdle. Jennifer Goycochea y Usher. In the world of R&B, Usher Raymond IV has long been the gold standard for smooth vocals and global showmanship. However, in recent years, his personal narrative has shifted toward a profound sense of maturity and professional alignment through his relationship with Jennifer Goycochea. Born in 1978, Usher shares an 11-year age difference with Jennifer, an accomplished music executive born in 1989. While Usher spent his youth in the intense glare of teen superstardom, Jennifer rose through the industry ranks with a sharp business acumen, eventually becoming a senior vice president at Epic Records. Their union, which began around 2019, represents a sophisticated merging of creative talent and industry leadership. The dynamic between Usher and Jennifer is defined by a shared professional language and a low-key approach to fame. Unlike the high-drama romances that characterize Usher's earlier years, this partnership thrives on a foundation of stability and mutual respect. Jennifer is not just a romantic partner, but a peer who understands the complexities of the music business, providing a grounding influence as Usher navigates his legacy era, including his historic 2024 Super Bowl halftime performance and successful Las Vegas residency. Their 11-year gap is rarely a topic of conversation because their energy is so perfectly synchronized. They appear as a unified team focused on their shared professional goals and the growth of their family. Today, the couple's life is centered on the joy of raising their two children, Sovereign Beau and Sire Casturlo, and their surprise marriage in Las Vegas in early 2024. For Usher, Jennifer represents the best friend dynamic that has allowed him to find peace outside the recording studio. By maintaining a dignified, family-first public image, they have proven that a significant age difference is irrelevant when two individuals are professionally aligned and emotionally mature. Their story is a modern blueprint for how a global icon can find lasting happiness with a partner who matches his drive, proving that true harmony is found when the rhythm of career and the melody of love are in perfect sync. Cassie Ventura and Sean Diddy Combs. The relationship between hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs and singer Cassie Ventura remains one of the most scrutinized chapters in music history. When rumors first swirled in the mid-2000s, the focus was immediately on their 17-year age gap. Combs, born in 1969, was an established titan of industry, while Cassie, born in 1986, was a rising star who had recently signed to his Bad Boy Records label. For over a decade, they were a fixture of the global elite, appearing at high-profile fashion events and red carpets as a polished, formidable duo. However, beneath the surface of this glamorous aesthetic lay a complex dynamic shaped by an absolute imbalance of professional and personal power. For Cassie, the relationship began when she was in the vulnerable, early stages of her career, with Diddy serving as both her romantic partner and her boss. This dual role created a narrative that transcended a simple age difference, touching on themes of industry grooming and control. While they were often portrayed as a stable, long-term couple, the 17-year divide was amplified by Diddy's massive institutional influence. As the years passed, the public's perception shifted from viewing them as a power couple to questioning the nature of a bond where one individual held the keys to the other's professional destiny. Their decade-long journey, which ended in 2018, was later redefined by legal revelations that painted a much darker picture of their time together. The legacy of the Diddy and Cassie era serves as a stark reminder of the complexities inherent in age gap relationships within the entertainment industry. It moved the conversation beyond the numbers on a birth certificate and toward the ethics of power dynamics. Today, Cassie is celebrated for her courage and her transition into a healthy, family-oriented life away from the shadows of her past. Their story is no longer viewed through the lens of a glamorous celebrity romance, but is a pivotal cultural moment that forced the world to examine how fame and maturity can be used to manipulate or protect. It stands as a cautionary tale of how the weight of time and influence can forever alter the trajectory of a life. Mira and Terrence Howard. In the unpredictable world of Hollywood leading men, Terrence Howard has always been a figure of intense intellectualism and emotional depth. His journey took a significant turn in 2013 when he encountered Mira, a former model and restaurateur. While Howard, born 1969, and Pac, born 1977, share an 8-year age difference, their relationship has been defined not by time but by a cyclical nature of commitment and reconciliation. Mira, an astute businesswoman of Asian descent, brought a sense of quietude and structural support to Howard's life during a period when his professional career, notably on the hit series Empire, was reaching a fever pitch. Their path has been anything but conventional. After marrying in 2013, the couple navigated a brief secret divorce in 2015, only to reconcile shortly thereafter. This on-again, off-again dynamic highlighted a bond that seemed to defy legal labels. For Howard, Mira was more than a spouse. She was a partner who understood his complex philosophical views and supported his unconventional scientific pursuits. The 8-year gap between them allowed for a shared maturity. Mira's background in international business provided a grounded perspective that balanced Terrence's artistic intensity. Together, they have raised 2 sons, Kieran and Hero, focusing on a holistic and private family life. The legacy of Howard and Pac is a testament to the idea that love often requires a second or third act. Their decision to get engaged again in 2018 after their initial divorce signaled a deep underlying friendship that transcended typical celebrity tropes. In the eyes of the public, they represent a union that prioritizes spiritual and familial growth over public perception. By choosing to constantly reinvent their partnership, they demonstrate that the maturity found in a nearly decade-long age gap can provide the patience necessary to weather the storms of fame. Their story proves that true compatibility isn't about a perfect timeline, but about finding a person who is willing to stay through every transformation. Paige and Eddie Murphy. In the kaleidoscopic career of Eddie Murphy, a man who redefined American comedy and remains a global cinematic titan, his personal life has found a remarkable sense of tranquility through his relationship with Paige. When the legendary actor born 1961 began dating the Australian model and actress born 1979 and 2012, the media noted their 18-year age difference. However, unlike the high-profile turbulence often associated with comedy icons, this pairing has been defined by a deliberate withdrawal from the frantic Hollywood spotlight. For Murphy, Paige represented a grounding force, a partner who valued the sanctity of a private domestic life over the constant noise of the industry. The dynamic between Murphy and Butcher is rooted in a shared commitment to family and a low-key lifestyle. While Eddie is a household name for his transformative roles and sharp wit, Paige has maintained a dignified presence, rarely granting interviews, and focusing on their 2 children together, Izzy and Max. Their bond, which led to an engagement in 2018, demonstrates a profound maturity that transcends the numerical gap in their ages. For a man with a large blended family, Paige's ability to navigate the complexities of his life with grace and poise has been instrumental. They are frequently seen in candid moments, grabbing coffee or attending their children's events, presenting a united front that feels authentic rather than curated for the cameras. By prioritizing their personal happiness over public spectacle, Murphy and Butcher have crafted a narrative of long-term stability. The 18-year divide is essentially a footnote in a story about 2 people who found a rare, quiet rhythm in a loud world. Today, they stand as a modern example of how an entertainment legend can find a lasting second act in love. Their partnership proves that when values are aligned, age becomes irrelevant, allowing for a connection that is built on mutual respect, shared laughter, and a dedication to the private joy of home. Pamela and Harry Belafonte. The final chapter of Harry Belafonte's storied life was marked by a partnership that combined intellectual depth with artistic grace. When the legendary activist and king of Calypso married photographer Pamela in 2008, it signaled a shift toward a serene and culturally enriched domesticity. Born in 1927, Belafonte shared a 30-year age difference with Frank, who was born in 1957. While Belafonte was a titan of the civil rights movement and a global entertainment icon, Pamela brought her own creative lens to their union, having established herself as a respected photographer. Together, they navigated his twilight years with a dignity that focused on preserving his immense legacy while enjoying a private shared life in New York. The dynamic between Harry and Pamela was one of profound mutual respect. Pamela was not merely a companion, she was a guardian of his history and a constant presence during his final public advocacies. Their 30-year gap was bridged by a shared commitment to social justice and the arts. In public appearances, they radiated a sophisticated unity, with Pamela often seen supporting Harry as he continued to speak truth to power well into his 90s. For a man who had spent his entire life on the front lines of global struggles, Pamela provided a sanctuary of peace and creative inspiration, proving that a significant age difference can be irrelevant when two souls are aligned in their mission and values. Their journey together lasted 15 years, concluding with Belafonte's passing in 2023 at the age of 96. Throughout their marriage, they avoided the sensationalism often directed at age gap couples, instead presenting a model of mature, enduring love. Pamela's devotion during Harry's final years became a testament to the strength of their bond. Their story serves as a reminder that the heart does not count decades when it finds a partner who understands the weight of one's life work. In the end, Harry Belafonte and Pamela Frank demonstrated that the most beautiful harmonies are often found in the later stages of life's long song, anchored by a partner who sees the person behind the legend. Tamika, Robin Bracey, and Stevie Wonder. In the legendary life of Stevie Wonder, a man whose musical genius has served as the soundtrack for generations, his later years have been defined by a deep and stabilizing love with Tamika Robin Bracey. When the 25-time Grammy winner, born 1950, and Bracey, born 1975, first began their journey together in the early 2000s, their 25-year age difference naturally drew media attention. However, for a man who has lived his entire life navigating the world through sound and soul rather than sight, the numerical gap was irrelevant compared to the spiritual and emotional resonance he found with Tamika. Bracey, a former teacher, brought a sense of grounded tranquility to the superstar's world. Their relationship flourished away from the chaotic glare of the paparazzi, anchored by a shared commitment to family and philanthropy. In 2017, they solidified their bond in a breathtaking star-studded wedding at the Hotel Bel Air, an event described as a true celebration of love. Despite the quarter-century divide, the couple appears remarkably synchronized, sharing a mutual passion for humanitarian causes and the upbringing of their two children together, Nia and Zaya. For Wonder, Tamika represents a partner who values the man behind the maestro title, offering a companionship that is both intellectual and deeply nurturing. The legacy of Stevie and Tamika is a testament to the idea that love operates on a frequency that transcends age. While the public often fixates on the 25-year gap, their union is defined by its endurance and the joy they radiate in their rare public appearances. By maintaining a dignified and private domestic life, they have proven that a significant age difference can be the foundation for a harmonious and lasting partnership. Their story remains a beautiful melody in the grand symphony of Wonder's life, proving that even after decades of global fame, the heart can find a brand new rhythm with a partner who truly hears its song.